You're all set. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started to be respectful of everyone's time. Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Marcia Pierce, Chief City Auditor, and welcome to today's Board of Estimate and Apportionment meeting. Today is Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023. The count is 1:32 p.m. Present, we have our city treasurer, Darius Shawkar. We have our budget director, Gideon Grande. And that's it in terms of our E&A team. And then I just want to also acknowledge from the Office of Government Control, we have my colleague Eugene Farrell. So we'll jump right in. Should be a pretty straightforward agenda. We'll kick things off with a request from purchasing. Am I on the wrong page here? Oh, yep, I'm sorry. We'll kick things off with a request from APD. Thank you, Jane. They are seeking to transfer $13,085. These funds will be coming from multiple accounts and going into one account. The first is other equipment / neighborhood engagement in the amount of $1,085. The other is other equipment / special operations in the amount of $4,700. The next is supplies and materials / special operations in the amount of $3,500, and then contracted services / special operations in the amount of $3,800. Those funds would then be transferred into furniture and fixtures / center station, and this is to cover the purchase of furniture and fixtures for APD Center Station. They're doing some work over there. Any questions regarding this transfer request? The next request is also from APD. Just want to flag that we did have a question about this item and we have not heard back. So they are seeking to transfer $79,662.26 from 3 separate accounts into one. The first account is furniture and fixtures / administrative services bureau in the amount of $4,826.04. The second account is armor vest / administrative services bureau in the amount of $71,000. The last account is contracted services / administration services bureau in the amount of $3,836.22. Those funds would be going into the motor vehicle expense / admin services bureau account. This is to cover fleet maintenance costs for the remainder of the year. Our question to them was, given the significance of the amount that would be transferred from the armor vest / admin services bureau account in the amount of $71,000. That's a pretty significant amount to be transferring at this time of the year. So we just wanted to get a better understanding about that. And we haven't heard back as yet. Any questions about this item? The next request is from budget. This was a mishap during our last E&A meeting, where, yes, we were a number off on one of the account numbers, and so funds transferred to the wrong account. So we are simply just correcting that issue. So we are looking to transfer $23,500 from the training / conferences admin services personnel account. Those funds would then go into 2 separate accounts: miscellaneous, admin services / personnel, and contracted services / cultural affairs. Again, this is to correct a typo that occurred during the September 8th E&A meeting. This will cover the final portion of the Office of Cultural Affairs office relocation. Any questions about this? All right, if no questions, the next request is from DGS. This is if you just make note of the description, The, reason for the transfer request is three parts, which I'll get into. So they're seeking to transfer $47,000 from their contracted services slash water collection and recycle account into three separate accounts. And this is for, number one, to cover upgrades for Outlook. Two, to purchase pesticides. It's my understanding that if you purchase ahead of time, we'll get a discount. So we buy now, get a discount, hence why they're making this purchase. And then the third would be to cover new laptops. So that $47,000 would be going into the following accounts: miscellaneous administration. That's for the upgrade for Outlook in the amount of $25,000. Supplies and materials slash capital materials, of course, that's for pesticides in the amount of $14,000, and then automation, equipment slash administration in the amount of $8,000. That would be for the new laptops. Any questions? The next request is from purchasing, seeking to transfer $500 from contracted services to their furniture and fixtures account to cover shipping costs on the purchase of a mail sorting cabinet. So it's my understanding that there was already a transfer made to purchase the mail sorting cabinet. But the amount that they requested to be moved initially was based on a quote, not the actual figures. It did not include the shipping cost, so this is really just to cover the shipping cost for that item. Any questions? The next request is from APD, seeking to transfer $4,200 from contracted services slash Office of Professional Standards in the amount of $1,200. And fees and services slash Office of Professional Standards in the amount of $3,000. Those funds would then be transferred into their furniture and fixtures slash Office of Professional Standards account to cover the purchase of evidence blockers in our new wing at the APD's headquarters. The next request is also from APD, seeking to transfer $5,000 from supplies and materials slash special operations to contracted services slash special operations. This is to cover holster expenses for the remainder of the year. And speaking of DGS, the next request is from DGS, seeking to transfer $7,500 from their training slash conference administration account to supplies and materials administration to cover supplies and materials for the remainder of the year. Any questions regarding those requests? Okay, so we're going to transition to the increase appropriation item. Okay, so here we have, I just want to recognize we received a grant from the Albany County Water Purification. It's actually the Albany County Water Purification reimbursement in the amount of $390,624. Subsequently, we will see an increase on the expense side for that amount. This is the purpose of this. These funds are for the rehab line the purpose of these funds is to fund the Beaver Creek River projects. Any questions regarding the increased appropriation item? That concludes all of the agenda items that we have. If there are no further questions, may I request a motion to accept the agenda as is?
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We will send out the agenda, the final agenda after this meeting to everyone. And once we get the question answered from APD, we'll send that out. May I have a motion on the floor?
Seconded.
From our city treasurer, second from Gideon Grande. Any opposed? So motion carries. This concludes today's DNA meeting. Thank you so much for your time. Transition things over to our colleagues in the clerk's office. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you, everybody. Tuesday, I'm gonna call to order the meeting for the Board of Contract and Supply, today is Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023. Today, right, we have from the Budget Department, Leland Rhonda and no second, Gary Shunbar, City Treasurer, Richard McKinney, Corporation Counsel, Christopher Morano, City Engineer, and Frank Violi, Deputy Commissioner. Mr. Marini has offered the following resolved that the secretary be authorized and directed to advertise for bid the following: the city of Albany maintenance contract for Quackenbush Square cooling tower testing and inspection. Said proposal to be received by the board at a regular meeting to be held on Tuesday, October 17, 2023 at 1:30 p.m. And that each bidder is required to present with the bid a deposit in the amount of equal to 5% of the total bid. Today opening, we have for first project is a Beaver Creek flow management and flow reduction project tide gate replacement. The first bidder is from W.M. Schultz Construction. Bid bond is included. The total bid is $3,234,000. Second one being from WMK Keller and Sons Construction. Bid bond is included, total bid is $2,985,000. Next project was the provisions to greenhouse structure and associated projects. There was no bid submissions for that project. On to roadway snow management services, Zone A. The first one we have on Bird Landscaping. Bid bond does not require.
No bid bond required.
Okay. Monthly retainage fees, $13,650, and they also have scheduled hour limits that I can include if that's. The next one from Solitario. It's not, it's not, it should be from. What will be, so now I'll be also on it. So Terry, did I say that right? No, okay, no, sorry. Monthly retainage fee of $18,500, and I will also include the. On to Zone B for the roadway snow management. From her administration. Monthly retaining $1,650. And then from also on for various construction. Monthly retaining of $18,500. There are also zones C for the roadway snow management services from her landscaping. Monthly retainage fee of $13,650. Next one from Ontario and construction. This one's the name, how is that right? Monthly retainage of $18,500. Roadway snow management services for zone D. Per landscaping. Monthly retained fee of $25,000. Next one from Soterio Construction. Monthly retainage of $18,500. Roadway snow management zone E from her landscaping. Monthly retainage of $13,650. Next one from Ontario Construction. Monthly retainage of $18,500. And I will send over the additional fee, with the. The following resolution was offered on behalf of the Water Board. Resolved that the Albany Water Board authorized Payne Water One to the curb in place pipelining contract with Canyon Pipeline Inspection LLC, increasing the contract amount by $7,818.91, with the new contract amount is $712,213.91, and the contract completion date remains October 1st, 2023. That concludes all the agenda items for today. Can I get a motion to accept?
One move. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved. Second.
Thank you very much. That concludes today's board of conference.